when I had my first vision of what was going to happen for me, um, it was me standing outside a tribe, always outside, wandering around, doing my own thing, and I was extremely connected, doing all kinds of stuff, like mostly watching, trying to warn, trying to give the messages to the tribe. I was always outside the tribe. Never wanted to be part of it. Still don't. But that was an actual vision that was given to me many times. So it's like I don't require validation in that way. I may second guess myself, but I think for the most part, I've moved through a lot of that and have become pretty self-reliant when it comes to information, because my information has always been consistent. And so when I explain the gray experience, it's basically, I've said it in many different ways. It's hard to explain, because unless you experience it, you don't understand what the hell I'm talking about, and I get that. But I think even people that have experienced it maybe in different ways. But I'm sure that there's somebody out there that understands what I'm talking about when I say that there is a realm of experience that you are like hooked up, and I'm not talking about Matrix style, but something kind of similar, I guess. But there are layers to this perception, because that is just a very small aspect of it. So when you're coming back from God consciousness, the divine, and you're coming into the eye of the alien, the portal, you are going into another realm of experience, but it is an actual place of perception where you are hooked up to machines, right? And you are given information as you come through about the experience. Each time I experienced it, it gave me more connection. And I'm assuming that the connection that was given to me was people wanted it to be limited, because I was getting more information each time I went through it, but it was also a very, like I've said in the past, painful experience physically, because something would always happen with my neck, almost like it felt like it was breaking. And so I still have it, the pain. I'm almost positive it's from when I got hit by a car. I still have an indentation right here because I landed on my head. But I thinking that somehow this always comes up too whenever I'm getting like you could call them upgrades or surgeries or whatever, the the interacting of frequencies and stuff like that, everything that they're doing, basically, it'll always affect this injury, this side. But when I was coming in from the divine experience, it always resurfaced the pain of it, and it knots up, gets real knotted. So whenever I experience that pain, I associate it with me reconnecting with the divine, because I'm thinking that it's like I get more awareness, of course, when this starts to hit. And then it usually moves up and through my face, and, I recognize the pattern of it. So, but right before you come into this realm, um, you are given a perception that you don't mess with this realm. But that's only because the patriarchal um, establishment is trying to keep it under control. The reptilian and the gray. Um, but there's more to it than that. It's not just all about that. And that's the thing, is there's so many layers even within that perception, because that perception can slightly alter as well, and it has. Um, but I would say that it's pretty dramatic coming into this world physically. Um, well, the physical perception of it, like coming back in here, it has a painful effect emotionally, physically, psychologically. So, I like going through that experience, because each time I went through it, even though I hated it when I came back, and I hated the pain of it, I would get locked into these um, programs where I would figure stuff out. Like, I would really get into it, like I couldn't get out of it until this perception came through. So it felt like it was like allowing me to become more aware, basically, like on a really intensive, in a intensive way, like very direct. And I experience it now. Honestly, I miss the dramatic aspects of it, because they were so extreme. Like I've said in the past, the extreme kind of epic experiences are my favorite. But I've been trying to appreciate what I'm experiencing now. Trying to appreciate, I'm not going to say I necessarily am appreciating it, but I do my best to try to make it go far. So it's not like I'm not experiencing things frequently, because I'm usually um, it's usually a constant thing. But when you go through that first part of your process, like for me, it was years of it. It's what I got used to in a sense, but not just that. It's just the visions that I was getting were so extreme that it gave me a lot of insight. And it would be nice to go back to that place so that I could receive certain insight on certain things that are of interest to me. Um, I'm not the type of person that is like, oh, well, I'm healed, so now I'm ready to go about my life making a bunch of money for a bunch of psychopathic, corrupt leaders. That's not really my thing. Money is not my thing. Um, quality is my thing, but having those extreme experiences, experiencing in that way, was my thing.